Most people think debt is the enemy. Meanwhile, the rich are using it to multiply their wealth while you're being told to cut up your credit cards and live on beans and rice. Today, I'm going to break down 3 specific strategies wealthy people use to leverage debt as a tool, not a trap. These aren't theories, okay? These are actual plays that turn borrowed money into assets that pay you. And strategy number 3, guys, it's the one nobody talks about because it sounds completely backwards. But it's the exact reason some people build generational wealth while others, they just stay stuck paying off their house for 30 fucking years. Here's something that will blow your mind. I pulled the data from the Federal Reserve Survey and Consumer Finances, and I found out that households in the top 10% of net worth, they carry an average of $1.1 million in debt. You heard that right, over $1 million. But here's the kicker. Their debt-to-asset ratio is only around 6%. They owe $1 billion, but they own $15 million, right? Meanwhile, the average American has a debt-to-asset ratio closer to 25%. And they're fucking drowning in it. The difference here, the rich use debt to buy things that go up in value. The broke use the debt to buy things that go down in value. One group borrows to build assets. The other one borrows it to fund consumption. And that single distinction is why some people get richer while in debt and others get buried by it, okay? You want to know what really generates wealth? Building systems that work whether you show up or not. Click the link for the free training. I'm going to show you the digital leasing strategy that's bringing me in over $41,000 per month. It's simple. You build digital properties, websites that generate leads for local businesses like plumbers, electricians, roofers. You rank these things, you lease them out for $500 to $2,000 a month per site, and you collect that reoccurring income. My students are making $2,000 to $6,000 a month using this model. No inventory, no employees, no physical real estate headaches, right? Just digital assets that pay you monthly. The free training is in the description, guys. Let's get to it. So let's talk about how the wealthy actually use debt here, okay? And I'm not talking about the Instagram finance bros telling you to mortgage your house for Bitcoin, guys. I'm talking about real, proven strategies that have built actual fortunes. Strategy number 1, real estate leverage. And before you roll your eyes thinking this is just basic, let me show you why most people fuck this up. The concept is simple. You put down 20% on a property, the bank fronts you that other 80%, and you control a $500,000 asset with $100,000 of your own money. That's 5-to-1 leverage right there, right? So here's the thing. If that property appreciates 5% in a year, you didn't make 5% on your money, guys. You actually made 25% because you only put in $100,000, but the entire $500,000 property, it went up $25,000, okay? The bank's money just made you money. But that's not the full story here. The rich don't stop there, okay? They're also having tenants pay down that mortgage, right? So while that property appreciates, someone else is literally buying the asset for them month by month, okay? And on top of that, they're writing off the interest, the depreciation, the repairs, right? The tax code is designed to reward this behavior. But let's break that down. If you borrow $400,000 at 4% interest today and inflation runs 3% for the next 30 years, you're effectively paying back that loan with cheaper dollars, right? The debt stays the same, but the value of the money starts to decrease. Meanwhile, rent goes up, right? Property value goes up, and you're collecting cash flow the entire time. Strategy number 2, business acquisition debt, okay? This is where it kind of gets interesting, right? The wealthy don't just buy properties, guys. They buy cash flowing businesses with borrowed money, and then they use the business itself to pay back that loan. It's called a leverage buyout, and private equity firms have turned this into an art form. Here's how it works, though. Let's say there's a local HVAC company doing $2 million a year in revenue. They're netting $400,000 in profit. You don't have $3 million just sitting around to buy it outright, right? So you put down that 20% to borrow the rest from the bank or seller financing, and you now own a business that generates $400,000 a year, right? The loan payment might be, $200,000 a year on this, but the business is making $400,000. So the business pays for itself, You pocket $200,000 in cash flow, and in 10 years, you now own the entire thing free and clear. You built a multi-million-dollar asset with a fraction of your own money. On the flip side, though, most people are terrified of this. They think debt equals risk. And yeah, if that business tanks, then you're on the hook. But here's what the rich understand, guys. A proven business with existing cash flow is way less riskier than starting from scratch. It's not saying go buy a failing pizza joint with an SBA loan and just hope for the fucking best here. I'm saying if you can find a business with 5 years of consistent revenue, a solid customer base, and a clear reason the owner wants out, then you can use debt to acquire that income-producing asset that will then pay you from day one, okay? And here's where it gets crazy. Once you own that business, you can use its cash flow to buy another one and another one. This is how people build holding companies, right? They use leverage to acquire. Then they use cash from its first acquisition to fund the next one. It's compounding through debt. Strategy number 3, tax advantage borrowing, okay? Now, strategy number 3, guys, this is one that sounds completely backwards. Tax advantage borrowing against appreciating assets. Here's the setup. Let's say you own $5 million worth of stock, right? It's gone up significantly. And if you sold it today, you'd owe capital gains taxes on that money. At the federal level alone, that's 20% for long-term gains, right? Plus your state taxes. You could easily lose $1.2 million to taxes just for accessing your own money. So what do the rich do instead? They don't sell, they borrow against it, okay? Mortgage brokers will let you take out a securities-backed line of credit around 3% to 5% interest. So you put your stock in as collateral, they lend you cash, and you never trigger a taxable event for yourself. No sale, right? No capital gains, no tax bill. So why does that matter? Because now you have liquidity, right? Without losing your position in that asset that's making you wealthy in the first place. Your stocks keep growing. You keep the tax bill at zero, and you're using borrowed money to fund your life or invest in other opportunities for yourself. But let's tie all this together. This is exactly what Elon Musk does, right? He doesn't take a salary, guys. He borrows against his Tesla and SpaceX shares, right? That way, his wealth just keeps compounding tax-free while he funds his lifestyle with other loans. Now, let's flip this, okay? Here's what you shouldn't do. Don't go out and rack up a credit card debt to invest in some shit coin your cousin fucking told you about, okay? Don't take out personal loans to day trade Tesla options. Don't mortgage your house to start businesses you know nothing about. The difference here is between smart debt and stupid debt is this, okay? Smart debt buys assets that produce income and appreciate faster than their interest rates, okay? Stupid debt funds consumption and speculation. The rich use debt to acquire things that pay them money, like rental properties, businesses, dividend stocks. Things with cash flow or equity upsides, okay? The broke use debt to buy cars that depreciate, vacations that are over in a week, right? And shit that they don't need to impress people that they don't like. And that leads us to the real point here, guys. Debt isn't good or bad. It's a fucking tool. A chainsaw can build a house or it can cut your fucking leg off. It depends on who's holding it and what they're doing with it. If you understand cash flow, asset valuation, and risk management, leverage, guys, is the fastest way to scale wealth. If you don't, then it's the fastest way to go broke. The system rewards people who know how to use it and punishes people who don't know this. Here's the belief that you need to break, okay? You've been taught that being debt-free is financial freedom, okay? And for most people, that's not wrong. If you're drowning in credit card debt and car payments, yeah, get out of that fucking hole fast. But once you're stable, the game starts to change. The goal isn't to avoid debt. The goal is to make sure every dollar you borrow works harder than the interest rate that you're fucking paying. That's it. That's the whole strategy. The rich don't fear debt. They fear stagnation. They fear leaving money on the fucking table. They know that if you can borrow at 5% and make 10%, they just found free money. And they do that over and over and over again. Meanwhile, most people are trying to pay off their house early, thinking they're winning by sending extra payments to the bank. And sure, you'll own the house, guys, but you just tied up hundreds of thousands of dollars in assets that appreciate maybe 3% a year while inflation runs at 4%. You didn't win. You lost to opportunity cost. And I'm not saying don't ever pay off your house, okay? I'm saying think about what else you could do with that money. Could you buy a rental property? Could you acquire a business? Could you invest in something that actually compounds faster than your mortgage rate? Because if the answer is yes, you're making the wrong move by paying down low interest debt. Look, the system is designed to keep most people on the consumption side of debt, right? Car loans, credit cards, student loans, debt that makes you poorer, okay? But if you flip that script and you start using debt the way the rich do to buy assets that pay you, then you completely change the trajectory of your life. That's what I did with digital leasing. I built digital properties, simple lead generation websites. I ranked them on Google and I leased them to local businesses for monthly reoccurring income. No debt required to start, but once you're making money, you can use leverage to scale faster. Hire people to build more sites, pay for better tools, invest in ads. The model compounds when you apply the same principles the wealthy use. If you're tired of playing financial defense, if you want to actually build something that works for you instead of the other way around, click the link for the free training. I'll walk you through exactly how digital leasing works and how my students are building real, reoccurring income. Let's get out there and build something that lasts.